basically we've not resumed, so maybe most people will not feel the impact now. But initially, when I got to hear about the news, I was kind of very destabilized because I happened to be in the University of Lagos around that time. It was last week Friday. So fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, the VC, the deputy VC was there. So I approached her concerning the memo I saw from Sanu or whatever it is, and she was like, that they cannot do anything about it. To that we can all see the increments in the price of everything. Well, I just with anger, I left her front. So while other student was there and doing all sorts, but maybe the student they've not felt the impact now because we've not resumed. But we just need them to realize that sooner or later they will still feel the impact. Last. That same Friday, I called my father. Then I told him about it. He was not happy. Of course, he won't be happy. But the statement he made, I was not comfortable with it. It was like God will provide. God will provide. Bitibao. Okay, no problem. Then we spoke about some other things. Then we ended the call, and that was it. It will affect my education big time because that God will provide is saying it's not that like the money will just come out like that. I'm currently in 300 level. My younger sister is running an ND program, and she's in her last year. She most likely will come to the university too. My youngest sister is taking jam this year. She's taking post UTME this year. Yeah. So something like so there will definitely be a period where the three of us will be in the university at the same time. So imagine him having to pay like close to 2 million naira or without food expenses or whatever it is or other expenses. So that God will provide. I know that one is on his own side. So I'm thinking of my own future, the future of my younger ones. Just that one is even personally. Not to talk of thousands of students that can't even afford the 21,000 naira school fee that we're paying. I'm the class rep of my class, and there were various times where some of my mates approached me that they can't even like they don't have money to buy manuals that we use for laboratory. So talking of that, if you are going to increase school fees and we still have other expenses you are going to spend, we are going to buy manuals for lab, we are going to pay for this, pay for that. We usually pay for almost everything in my school. So what's the point? You are increasing school fee and we still keep on paying for all these things. The 21,000 naira, they cannot afford it. Other expenses, they cannot afford it. They're even struggling to survive. I still want to increase the school fee. Like I don't find the sense in that.
I mean, like we've heard stories of students in America like that have had to pay like student loans. That some of them even take it to death. Some of them have to pass it on to their other family members. And that is a first world country with at least some of their issues sorted out. In this country, we are not even there yet. And my first reaction to it was like, this is not sustainable because this is just going to put pressure on people. It's going to make them indebted basically for life. So it's like, yeah, initially I was not even into it at all. So the government just wants to relinquish like the suffering of the country on the poor, when like they can be funding themselves to go on lavish journeys and do all sorts of things. They never want to impose like the cost of their policies on themselves. So really, it's really a simple thing. If it's like, okay, it's us versus them, if you're going to subsidize, if you're going to remove subsidy from the masses, at least it should also be prepared to also bear the brunt of the kind of policies you're going to put out. And until they get that mentality, nothing is going to actually get better. So the government actually needs to pull funding. They need to find a way to actually subsidize education because it is a necessary public sector. You cannot develop a country when the majority of citizens are not educated to the level of like engineers or lawyers. You can't stop at secondary education. It doesn't work. So the government needs to find a way. It needs to do anything necessary to make sure they save this sector.
Well, actually, what I thought about the school fee was when it was announced was that probably it was the school management, but then I'm getting to know later that it wasn't the school management. It was actually done, with the knowledge of the NOC, the knowledge of the Ministry of Education. So I felt, okay, it was then I knew it is not from the school management directly as we thought at first, that it was a thing of the authority, that is the Nigerian government. So that's what I later got to know. So to that extent, I can say much now that the federal government of Nigeria, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, should please instruct the Ministry of Education to please revert this hike, our obligatory fee as a government, because it is not going to work. I tend to know a lot of students, on campus that are already growing. They can't actually make this payment, so it is almost impossible. So they should please revert this fee with almost immediate effect.
When I first heard the hiking school fees, I thought it was actually a joke, because probably it's just a joke from the media. But when it became reality was when I logged into my school portal and I saw that it has been legalized, like it has been implemented. And I was like, how is this going to be? Because this is way outrageous than what a layman can pay. Imagine someone earning the minimum wage in this country of 30,000 naira and he's been asked to pay more than 30,000 naira for his or her work in a federal university. Then how is it supposed to be? That means they're trying to make the poor to cry more instead of the popular manifesto of our president that said, let the poor breathe. We are crying now, we are not breathing, we are choking.
Increasing tuition fee in an economy where everything is highly inflated. We have about 233 million people living in poverty in Nigeria today. So it tells us that 133 million people with this current hike in tuition fee have been disengaged from education. Now, within the rank and file of people who are still working, they are underpaid. So it means an average Nigerian would no longer be able to afford education. So it's a bad policy to go with. And as a former student leader, which is why I am here present today, to solidarize and also encourage the students of today that they have that task before them, not only to fight for their generation, but also to fight for the generation that is coming after them. Because if this policy should stay, it will deny generations to come access to quality education.